Since I want this to be like a Boxing Day delight, sort of a themed first episode. Excuse me, what's happening? Is there a ghost coming out of me? Because I've gathered that nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you should know. Come on. That's like what I'm trying to do here is like build a community. So it's all coming together. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's try to do this. Let's see how this goes. Oh shit, that was actually really easy. Okay. My god. I'll get that later. Me. I'll get that later. Oh man. Wow. I can't believe this even worked. What's up, fam? Well, welcome to this new show, the Community Hour. I'm going to call it It's Getting Dicey. Where's my dice? I think I took them upstairs. Damn. Damn. This looks pretty good, right? This is gonna be my set for this show. This is the intro, the prototype, one might call it. And then my goal is to like, with each episode, you'll see progress of this back wall that I want to be like a really cool bookshelf. It looks really small behind me, but it's just because I got like the widescreen going on. How does this look? So you're gonna see more with this stuff in a little bit, but this was like all stuff I had as an idea like literally today. This table that I'm sitting at, this is my grandma, or this would have been like my great grandma's dining room table, and I believe it's from the 50s or the 60s, but I believe it was the 50s. I'm gonna insert a photo of I think it's a Polaroid that I have of this like under a tablecloth from sometime when it was new. But this table is in my basement and it becomes the like collect-all spot, so I had to like clear it off to even do this today. And I didn't even like really fully plan to do this today, so I'm pretty happy that I actually pulled it off. But that also means like you get what you get. Like this is just the first episode as stated. So welcome to It's Getting Dicey. It's getting dicey. I kind of like set this up as my intention tray for this show. The reason I say that this like came to me today is because I rediscovered this item that was like in a bag wrapped on this table. So when I found it, and then I found this box or basket when I was going through other stuff, and it just all came together. I already had intended to use this as part of this to like start and end these, so it's all coming together. So, should we just start? Let's just start. So, it's getting dicey. This came to me in a like realization that like I want more community surrounding this channel, surrounding like my online presence, because that's the point for me. Like, I don't do this because I want to like put myself on camera. I do this because I want to meet like-minded people who are looking for the same types of like information that like I have to give, I guess. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I do know that I want community surrounding this. And I have other like future business goals that play into this theme. So like when this name came to me after I already had these ideas for like this other business, I just really liked it. I was like, that is clever. And then I like made the little like logo ages ago, and I was like, like this is like the coolest thing I've done. I want this space to be a fun, chill, low pressure vibe for my fellow dream chasers. This one's for you, because we all belong somewhere. And I don't feel like there's been that many places that welcome us. If anything, I feel like my idea curation has only ever been hindered by most like other communities or platforms or like whatever, insert place there. And so I want to create my own space that's for us, the dream chasers, the people who are like lit by some inner fire that like we're not going to be done like anytime soon. Like there's more to our fulfillment, there's more to like we have a purpose, we have a life goal. I don't know, like insert whatever thing, but I want this to be like the fun hotspot where we all get together and hang. So grab like a drink, grab a blankie, do whatever, feels right, because we're gonna settle in and we're gonna have some fun. A lot of this is just gonna be like intro, like for segments I want to do for the show, but I'm gonna need your help. So if y'all could get on that. Just kidding. But I do like, I've been brainstorming this show for like a while. So let's get on with it. It's really bright down here. You're welcome, people. So to start, one of my main goals that I've like always had for like any online presence I was ever gonna have, ever, is like I want like my own advice column. Now, but I also think like advice columns are problematic. So, well, I don't know. They can be, I guess. And also like you should think for yourself. However, I love to help people with their problems. So, I had like this whole idea years ago for what would have been more of like a blog platform, I think. Like less of my face. Because that was back when I like couldn't possibly like picture that. Like what that would look like or me doing it. But I had this whole idea for a platform that was like helping you happy. And I came to that because I realized, even if I wasn't at the time, but I realized that happiness is essentially a choice. And that we have to choose it and we have to like keep choosing it. So I had like come up with this idea of helping you happy as like a platform or online space where basically like you could work on that, like choosing happiness. And so when I was like putting together this show, it's getting dicey, insert here. Again, shameless plug. When I was coming up with it, I actually had like, that came back to me, that like helping you happy specific like verbiage. And I'm sure I'm like subconsciously stealing this from, you'll see it in a second, but like the theme song for it, like just like happened in my head. And it's like, helping you happy. Hopefully I edit this to like make that better, to make it like the opener song, but I just always hear that and I envision like you guys sending in either written messages and or essentially like voice memos as my voice gives out. Essentially voice memos anonymously to like that are about this topic. So like essentially about anything, because our happiness can be, it's like so broad that almost anything falls under it. So like if there's a problem in your life or something that's like affecting your day-to-day happiness or your general happiness, send it in and like together we'll discuss it. Like I want there to be like people can comment below like what they think, you know, their input, if they've been in like a similar situation or have another viewpoint that like I don't cover. But yeah, essentially that's what I want helping you happy to be. Helping you happy. Cue the song. I'm gonna read something that I wrote literally like years ago to kind of like introduce the segment. Okay, so this is from May 15th, 2023. It's now like end of December 2025. I titled this The Happiness Project. So listen up. Have you ever heard the phrase, you have to choose to be happy? I feel like I had, but had probably never put an ounce of thought towards it before I started choosing happy. Because how can it be so simple? You can't just flip a switch and be happy. At least, not if your life is crap and you're just grinding every day, hustling, surviving. That's exactly how I was before I started healing myself, which is something we will absolutely talk more about. But for now, let's get back to the happy stuff. So no, it's not as simple as just deciding to be happy, but you do have to choose it. You can't just wish or hope that someday someone or something will change or enter your life and you'll just magically become happy. I'm sure you have a list of things that once you have them, they'll make you happy. Everyone probably has at some point. But I can direct you to so many people who are older and wiser than us that say that that method has never worked for them. You have to choose to do the work to be happy. Ultimately, no one person, place, or thing can ever be what makes you happy. Truly happy. Because that comes from within. It comes from loving yourself, trusting yourself, caring for yourself. And yes, it does matter what your life looks like on the outside. If you hate where you live, the people in your life, or the way that you're spending your time, then I doubt you'll be happy, ever. But with strong willpower, you might be able to choose happiness for a bit, but it won't be sustainable. So what does that mean? What do we have to do to be happy? You have to do the work to be happy. I'm truly sorry I can't just hand you a magic pill that will magically transform your life. Partially because that would be easier for you, and partially because it would make me a millionaire. Let's be real. It's really just the millionaire part. But you need to take a deep, hard look at yourself and your life. You'll have to find what's not working, what you won't allow to remain in your life, and therefore what also gets to stay. It's up to you, not anyone else. No one else can or should be able to do this work and make these choices for you. You'll have to stand up to whatever in life has been bullying you, or holding you back, and fight it. You'll have to take a stand for yourself in more ways than you'd even be able to count right now. You'll have to heal yourself and make choices every day that put you and your needs first. This one's a doozy. I would know. You might need to make sacrifices, but it will be worth it in the end to have the foundation built for enjoying the rest of your life. Will it be quick? Probably not. Once again, I'm truly sorry it's not that easy. Will you have ups and downs, ebbs and flows, highs and lows? Abso-freaking-lutely. Will it be a one and done situation where once you do it, you never have to put any effort in? Nope. Sorry. You'll have to work at it every dang day. And the second you start to think it's easy and you can take a step back, all the nasties will fly back at you so fast you won't even know what hit you. But will it be worth it? Heck yeah, baby. Did I sell you on this yet? Probably not. But if you're still listening, then this one resonates with you. And I'm willing to bet it means you're ready to try and fail and try some more. But the sooner you start down this path, the sooner your life will change for the better. So come along for the ride as I dive down this path with you all. I'll share what choosing happy looks like for me, and hopefully I'll help you happy as well. So, like I said, I wrote that several years ago at this point. 2.5 years ago? I think that's so funny. I laughed when I wrote, like, you have to love yourself or something. Because, like, I didn't, like, embody that at all in any way, shape, or form until, like, midway through this year. And I then posted a YouTube video about it. Check it out. Here. Hopefully I put a card or something. But that's just funny. Anyway, yeah. I want you guys to literally hit me up about anything and everything. It's going to be anonymous. You can do voice or written because everybody's got their own comfortability or what makes them uncomfy. And I don't care what you do, hit me up. I'll have like, I don't know, I'm going to put like information for submissions like down below, but like no more than like a few paragraphs if you're writing or like a 2-minute voice memo. 2 minutes. Yeah, 2.5 max. How about that? But I don't know. I would love to like chat with y'all and hear what's going on in your worlds. And I talk to people all the time at my job. And that's like why I love it. That's why I do it, at least. That's why I chose it. So I want to like talk to more of you and like have access to more of you, I guess. Does that sound weird? I don't care. Have access to more of you and let more of you have access to me and like let's just all gab. And that's like what I'm trying to do here is like build a community for like other cool people who like don't have as much community out in their real life as they would like. So submit below and we'll gab next time. Anyway, so I want to have a segment on here that's called Fast Finance Facts. Do I only steal like jingles from old auto brands or something? I don't even know. That's crazy. So, like I said, Fast Finance Facts. Nobody wants to talk about finance, right? Right? Why is that? Do you know? Do you talk about it? Are you open to talking about it? Please be, or else you will be clicking off here. But like, I want to make this a quick segment, regularly or semi-regularly, because money is like literally, it's one of the few universal factors in life for like pretty much every single human on the planet. Like quite truly one of the few universal factors. I was supposed to start my segment with this. I'm gonna have these timed. So like pause. I'm gonna start my timer and let y'all see that I'm doing it. Okay. Or let's see, and they have everything but 5 minutes, don't they? Okay, starting now, guys. A 5-minute timer, because I'm going to talk about this finance in general in less than 5 minutes. Because I don't want anybody to think that I'm going to talk about this too long. And yet, we all need to talk about it. Like I was saying, it's the only universal thread among all of us in the collective on this planet. And it doesn't have to be so negative. It doesn't have to be like we give it all to corporations and billionaires like the culture is in America, I kind of feel like right now. And it doesn't have to be, you know, extreme poverty like in other parts of the world. Or it can be those things, I guess is what I'm really saying, without it being a bad thing still inherently. And the more you accept it as an unavoidable essence, the more you could welcome it into your life in like a positive way. And then something I've had to learn to do is like, I definitely had like a scarcity issue with money. Like I grew up without tons of money. My parents didn't have a lot of it. We had enough for our basic needs. That was about it. Everything else was a splurge. And I think that it just made me like very frugal and realize how much you have to work for money sometimes. And if it's not given to you, at least, like, it's definitely like the more you have, the farther it goes. And so it's harder to build it. And I had to really like rework my mindset around money, which I've been doing like the last several years, if not my whole adult life, because I definitely was thinking about it in really unhealthy ways. And it led to like the kind of like stereotypical like binge, you know, buy a lot and then like spend nothing. And then it was never like, it was so extreme that like, I mean, it was mostly just spend nothing, but like the once in a blue moon that I overcompensated for that with buying anything, even if I needed it, it's like I always spent too much because there was no balance. And I got 2.5 minutes left. So, yeah. I've had to do a lot of healing about this, and essentially by talking about this, I want to help normalize it for people. I don't want it to be taboo. Some people in some families or communities or groups, like, they literally don't discuss money at all. Except, like, you have it, right? And it could all be a front. And that's where it's like, we're all aware, I believe, at least in America, that, like, the debt crisis, like, consumer debt crisis is, like, out of control. One of the first things I did want to cover was, like, high interest debt versus, like, kind of like healthy debt in a sense. Comment below if that, like, comment the word debt below if you want to hear about that. But yeah, like, it's going to affect every single one of us. So why aren't we talking about it? Why are we keeping aspects of it a secret? Why would that ever be healthy? Like, straight up answer me that. Why would that ever be healthy? It wouldn't. And it's not. It hasn't been for a hot minute. And I guess I don't want people to get in the same holes, the same, like, generational patterns that can happen, or also just by, like, not being educated at all. I mean, you can have all the money in the world, and if you don't know what to do with it, you will no longer have all the money in the world. It will go away. And so we need to be educated. Most people aren't, is what I've come to find. And I have self-educated myself. And so I will never claim to be like some expert, some financial advisor. I'm not that. However, I'm a normal human being who is changing the path I was on when it comes to money and finances, and I want to help you guys do that too. So that's the end of my fast finance facts segment today. Perfect. Nailed it. Comment below with like money signs if you like this segment, if like you want me to keep talking about it, because honestly, like I have a lot of like close people in my life who do talk to me about it a lot because they understand, they've come to see that like I do self-educate myself a lot, and that maybe they're aware that like they would like to do that more. So let's do it, okay? And also if like there's something you want to know about, like comment that down below too, right now. And also, if you're still watching, stop right now while we switch gears and like this video, because I'm a small channel and it helps. It really helps. So please go do that. Okay, so I want to have a segment, and I don't have like a clever name for it by any means, but I am what I would call, I've always thought of myself like before I embrace any sort of like artist title to myself or my identity, I was way more like I'm a designer, I'm a stylist. So I bought this house that I live in 3.5 years ago. Like first home, like I worked really hard to get it. Me and my husband both. So like, yeah, and like it's technically a 2,200 square feet, like in total, like with basement and garage, like all of it. And I definitely didn't have 2,200 square foot of worth of things to decorate it with. And I also wasn't really decorating the places I lived before or designing them in any way because they were always so short term. Like I always knew like I'll be moving in a year or two, and like I don't know, I was just very savvy. I don't think that's the right term, but we're gonna go with it. Anyway, so I want to have a little segment where I kind of like show like new things entering my home. So I'm gonna have some B-roll here while I like talk about a couple things. Since I want this to be like a Boxing Day delight, sort of a themed first episode, I'm gonna show some of my like Christmassy items that I like. So here are some B-roll of that here. This tray is the main like newest thing I wanted to highlight. It's here first. And I'm sorry I can't link it. I can't link it for you because my mother-in-law made it for us. Handmade. She does pottery. So she's very talented. I think in a future perfect world she could have her own like online gift selling shop of some kind. So if that ever happens, I'll link it below. But yeah, I love this tray. I actually found the red tray while it's not really new to me, but like it is new to me because it's been in like a storage bin for a hot minute, and I just wanted it out during Christmas time to like accent the green, and I haven't found something to put in it yet. But these items are all new, so this is something that like I said, will be incorporating later. I bought this honestly a hot minute ago. Insert some B-roll here of like all my other swans. I like, I mean, I guess if you like watch this channel, you'll know I'm a bird girl, like a self-dubbed bird girl, but I also very specifically have a lot of swan decor. And I kind of like inherited it originally, and now it's like entering my life more organically. And so I found this honestly like potentially a full year ago is when I bought it, or sometime this year. I don't know when. And it's super cute. And yeah, it like came with the matches, and like I didn't even want it for that. I was like, screw it. Like that's the cutest little thing I've ever seen. But it came with the matches. It already has the strike pad. And then I was like, oh, that could be really cute for like intro, setting the scene for these episodes. And I didn't even know like for what episodes yet. I just knew like I would want them in like this space. And like I've always envisioned like this being a future backdrop for like something. And here we are. So that's something new. This tray is also from my mother-in-law. I'm not sure where she got it. Thrifted this from Goodwill. I actually had the idea to like weave like fabric bits into it and potentially make it like a hanging up, like almost like a corkboard, something like that, like maybe have little clips or something. But for now, it is protecting my beautiful vintage table from the glass tray. So what else? I already featured my grandma's plates that we like hung up in that, let's see, is that like my second or third video? I'm not sure. Of the Junpei show. Check it out. Either of those, both of them, to go find it. Oh, well, the chairs. Okay, insert photo of the chairs here. The chairs that were in, like, what I kind of called, like, the teaser for this series, which of my spooky, stories. Spooky Sister Stories, I think is what it's called. Excuse me. Episode where my sister and I tell our, like, ghost encounter. Excuse me, what's happening? Is there a ghost coming out of me? Uh, ghost encounter, like our first ever like ghost encounter story. So like that was like my teaser for the show. But we sat in brand new chairs that I had thrifted through Facebook Marketplace, specifically so that I could film with them. But they're now like living in my basement, which I kind of needed at least one other seating chair for down here. So like I knew I would keep one. I think I'm definitely gonna keep the other. They're not super big. I keep looking at them. So you might be able to see the one in the background, hopefully. But those are new. But yeah, so like I'm just gonna keep you guys posted with that. Maybe have even like clips or something if I like have too many, or but I want you guys to like send in new items of yours that you're like obsessed with, because like I'm only like these are just a few items that like I can't stop thinking about, and like since I've added them, it's like every time I look at them I'm like, oh, I'm so happy. Oh, this is, I want to talk about this is a chain I got for I think like essentially $10 from a vintage like seller at like a craft fair. And I don't normally wear silver, but I had to get it. It was just like there, and I actually felt it was like 2 for 20 or 1 for 15, and I was like, well, shit, like I might as well get another one. But really, I just wanted this, so I've been wearing this a lot lately. I really like it. I've been wanting like thick chains, but I'm also like currently unwilling to spend the money on them. So thank you, universe, for throwing this at me. I also got a really cute bag from that same seller. So insert photo of that bag here. It's so funny how this camera will always shut off at like weird moments. But anyway, okay. So moving on to the next segment. I think I'm gonna like maybe do a little like separate video of its own for this first one, or like maybe like fully do it next time. But if you guys have like followed me from like my OG days of putting out things on the internet, oh, that's what I wanted to say. So on my first original podcast, I think the first few episodes I ever filmed or recorded were at this table. So that's really fun. And then I like never did it again. But it's like I'm back to the start. At the end of that show, I had the idea for a segment that was called Nobody Cares. I might have like talked about it at the very end, I'm not sure. But I had like put in the work for like putting it out for like our listeners, and I had already like submitted my first entry. So it's called Nobody Cares because I've gathered that nobody cares. Nobody cares about you. And I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry to have to tell you that. But it's true. And like, I came to find that through years of experience of no one giving a shite about me, because it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about them. Everybody's thinking about themselves. So no, they don't care about you and your little struggles and yada yada. That's like, I do. Now I do. I almost care too much. But that's why like we have the helping you happy segment. Because I do care. But like nobody else cares. And I want this to be the space where all you like goofballs out there, all you like corny mother can rant in your own way about something you care about that nobody else cares about. And originally I wanted it to be like something we could vote about, like when I thought of this idea, but like now I don't even really care. Like, yes, vote thumbs up or down below, like if you end up caring about insert thing. But ultimately I just want this to be a space to like air whatever you want about something you're passionate about. And like you can only submit these, like they will only be shown or disclosed, broadcast, if I can sense the passion for what you care about that nobody else cares about. And you need to sell us on it. So that's how we'll vote, you know, like if I don't sense your passion in it, why would I care? Tell me. Why would I? Tell me. So you know, in this form, which I'll have down below, you need to convince me why I should care. And I will display it or, you know, broadcast it for the world. And once again, this can be anonymous, but we will all, you know, get to hear what you care about that nobody else does. And like I said, sell us on it. Why should we care? If you care so much, why should we care? Tell us below. So yeah, I'm gonna skip the first one I did. I have not seen it or looked at it since I first like wrote it, so like I think it'll be really funny, but I kept joking it was like my dissertation on X. And I literally feel like I came up with this segment idea solely so that I could talk about this specific thing. And it's like so irrelevant at this point. Essentially, like, as in, like, it's timed out, like, in the pop culture, but, like, I don't care. I'm still, like, passionate about it. So I'll read it on the next, like, official, like, nobody cares segment, and y'all can get excited about it. But like I said, I was passionate. I kept trying to, like, essentially, like, bring up the topic with people so that they would, like, ask me about it, and nobody did. So I think that's where this concept was born. So, like I said, nobody cares. Whatever, like, write in whatever you want to talk about or that you're passionate about that no one else is gonna listen to. We'll listen. We'll hear you out. We'll hear you out, but it don't mean we're gonna agree with you. So be ready for that. So that's that segment. And I want to end this with well, before we get to this, but I want to end like last little mini segment, just some like shout outs. So a song I want to shout at. How did I find this? I think I found it through Instagram. I played it like I don't like not on repeat this week, but it was at the top of my like songs on Spotify, and so I would hit it at, like, I would specifically go to it anytime I like needed to just put on a song really quick, and it was like a lot. So I don't want it to play. It's called Wild by Emma Who. Like I said, I like found it through Instagram. And I don't even know if I think it was this song that she was promoting, but I don't remember. Anyway, that's the song I want to shout out. Okay. Oh, I want to shout out for a show, and this is a bummer. And like honestly, like trigger warning. I don't want this to be like where that's like really a thing. That sounds weird. I don't want this to be like where we coddle people, but like it was a sensitive subject for my show shout out. I want to shout out the doc series on Netflix that just came out earlier this month about Diddy, whatever the hell that's, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, that's what it's called. That the main reason I was like, or the main reason we initially watched it, like partially was because we heard that 50 Cent was one of the main like producers of it, and you know that's just kind of intriguing. But it covered way more like topic wise than I would have ever guessed. I thought it was just gonna be about like recent events. It goes all the way back to like stupid Sean Combs's like his start and like fame, which like what does he do? It's like what a joke. Like when you see it all laid out, like 20, 30, 40 years, however old that loser is, like years worth of fame that like is such a joke. And like things that I had no idea he was even associated with because like it just wasn't my era. Like you have to go watch it. And then like comment below if you watched it and let me know and we'll like continue the discussion. But I want you to go watch it first. It's kind of new. So, and everybody I was asking hadn't watched it yet, so like, come on. Book. I'm gonna save my book recs, because I'm doing a little mini series that's called Books I Haven't Finished Yet. And the book I want to shout out is what I like was starting to talk about on there, but go check it out. Like at least my first mini episode of that is out. But I'm reading a lot of things. I should take a picture of what this looks like right now. because you are stacked up on like a pile of books, and there's like tons of books over there, and this is gonna be a bookshelf. So I'm in a period of my life where I'm reading lots of books all at the same time. All the time. I'm just like, I pick up a book and sometimes I never get back to it and sometimes I do. But like, I've picked up Rainn Wilson's From the Office, Soul Boom, Why We Need a Spiritual Revolution, I believe is the full name. Like I said, go watch my like first little mini-sode about that, but that's the book I would shout out if I were to shout out a book right now. So I guess I am shouting it out. Soul Boom by Rainn Wilson. Go check it out. But really, I don't have any other books to shout out because the last fiction books that I've read have ruined me a bit. And like, okay, we gotta do this quick because my camera's too hot. But my last book series ruined me. ACOTAR. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you should know. Come on. But it ruined me, so like that's what I was just reading for the longest time, like basically all year, basically all last year. I've read a few things here and there in between, but like basically that's all I've been reading fictionally. So shout out below if you have a fiction book or series that you want me to read or that you're obsessed with, and I'll consider it because I'm picky. But because I'm moving quick here, this is gonna be like every episode. I want to end with a positive, something we're like gonna write down. I have my little basket here. I insert clip of me ripping these up when I got started. I want to write like something like positive manifestationally that I want to happen. And then I'm going to put it in my little mailbox, and I have the key, but like it's locked. It's locked. And I've never opened it, and I don't plan to open it anytime soon. So it's going to keep it safe from me while also like allowing me to kind of like release it, like have it, think it, feel what it would feel like to have it. Okay, I'm finishing this on my phone because I can't handle waiting for that to finish cooling off. So like I said, I want to kind of like release it when I'm done, and yeah, so I already had pulled the one out. I've got lots of pretty colored paper because I like color. I'm gonna write down something I want to happen. I'm gonna feel it because that's what like makes it real. You know what I mean? Like there's no chance of it like really happening if I haven't like felt it first. And then I have to kind of embody it and also allow what's needed to happen for it to happen. Like go out and like make change, like make the platform for what I want to be built. So I'm writing my thing. Can you see me? Alright guys, that's all I got for this episode. Leave a Christmas emoji of your choice because this is my Boxing Day Delights video, the start of It's Getting Dicey. Insert logo here. So leave a Christmas emoji if you got this far. Comment any of the other things you thought about during this video. Let's talk. Let's talk. Come on. Okay? That's all I got. Talk for now. Bye. Oh no, I almost didn't document me closing out the session. So I will do it here. the match. I hope you're having the best holiday. Are you still recording? Yeah, okay. Let me find it. What's it doing? It's being silly. Just download. Oh my god, Spotify, you're so extra. Extra stupid. Okay, anyway.